The FA Cup third round draw took place last night. It will see Tamworth host Tottenham in January. Elsewhere, fellow National League side Dagenham and Redbridge make a very short trip to Millwall. Man City host League Two Salford City. Newcastle United, they take on Bromley at St James's Park. Harrogate make the very short trip to Leeds United. It was a wonderful, wonderful draw. IBF heavyweight world champion Daniel Dubois is set to defend his title for the first time against former champion Joseph Parker. That's in Saudi Arabia in February. And Manchester United centre-back Lenny Yoro could finally make his debut for the club when they take on Arsenal at the Emirates tomorrow night. Yoro signed from Lille in the summer but broke his foot in a pre-season friendly. Ruben Amorim has been speaking to the media ahead of the Arsenal match, says he's happy to have Yoro available.
I think he's a special talent. We have to be careful in this first moment because we didn't have too many trainings together. So he's training not alone, but with a small group of players. He's really fast. He's a modern defender, and that is good when you want to press high. And you leave a lot of strikers, especially in this league, 1-against-1. I think he can manage that. He's very good with the ball, so I'm really excited. I have to be careful. We have to manage the load and the minutes in the beginning, but I'm really excited to see Lenny Yoro play.
And every Manchester United fan will be looking forward to that.
Yeah.
But my personal view, Coisty, is that it won't be tomorrow. I don't see them throwing him in against Arsenal.
No.
When he's had no football. No. He's just a kid.
No chance.
You know, I mean,
you'd be staggered at that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would be staggered. I think
unless there was a serious injury crisis out the club and you had to play him.
Yeah.
No, that's not the kind of game you bring him back in.
I mean, they're at home to Forest on Saturday, which would be much more like it, wouldn't it?
Or even just give him 20 minutes against Forest, for example. Bring him off if things are going well, things are going according to plan, give him a run. Yeah, he's a young man, obviously struggling with injury. You don't rush him back.
But it's great news from a United perspective.
Of course it is.
That he is available. Now then, you know, time will tell whether he's been a great buy or not. Because, you know, it's all about potential at the moment with Lenny Yoro. We shall see. 7:51, joined in the studio again by Sam. Morning again, Sam.
Yeah, morning, guys. A story I want to talk to you about. New threat to Saturday 3pm Blackout. Story in the back of the Times this morning. Martin Ziegler writes, there will be intense pressure to scrap the Saturday 3pm Blackout after the next domestic broadcasting deals for the Premier League and EFL expire. The UK is the last country in Europe to have the blackout, which means live football cannot be broadcast during the Saturday afternoon window, and senior figures in football have told the Times they believe it's unlikely to survive beyond 28-29 season. The increasing number of live matches on television is seen as making the blackout look increasingly out of date, and the EFL considers not retaining it for its latest TV deal. It's also seen as pushing fans who do not attend the matches towards watching them on illicit streams, though efforts are of course made to block these. In the Mail, Mike Keegan says this morning, it's on their back page as well, the situation may come to an end when the 29-30 season kicks off, with concerns raised throughout the Premier League over the figures behind the latest TV deal and a growing belief the only way to make more money will be to show more matches. The latest domestic agreement for the 25-29 cycle was worth around 6.7 billion. That represented an annual figure of 1.675 billion. That's less than the 1.713 billion raked in when a deal was struck in 2015 for that coming sort of set up to 2019.
So the headline should read, greedy Premier League, it's all about us. You lot, you can go and do one. We don't care about you. There's no point in comparing it with European leagues for a start, because football in England, the pyramid is totally different. In this country, people care about teams in the Championship, in League One, in League Two, in the National League. It seems the Premier League don't care at all. And frankly, the fact that the Premier League, or whoever it is, are saying that they're worried about illegal streaming, so what? So what? Tell the TV companies to cut the price of subscriptions, and that will stop people streaming things illegally instead. They've got to start to look after the lower league sides. If Grimsby are playing Morecambe Saturday afternoon, afternoon. It's cold, wet and miserable. And Manchester United against Manchester City is on TV live at 3 o'clock. How many people are going to go to Grimsby against Morecambe? I can tell you how many. A big fat zero. And that will be the end of clubs at a lower level.
Agreed. I couldn't. I know you're 100% right, mate. I mean, spoken from the heart, spoken with passion from a Hartlepool supporter, and it's impossible to argue when you said you're just factually correct. It's all about the rich are getting richer, and the rich getting richer, and the poor are going to disappear. They're going to disappear. You know, it's very, very sad. It's just, do you know what it is? It's the word, Jeff. It's greed. It's appalling, actually, to tell you the truth. It really is.
And Sam from Lichfield says, the reason I'd like to see live matches is the fact I've been waiting 30 years for the season ticket and I can't get one. Yeah, I can watch my team at 12:30 on a Saturday, 2 o'clock or 4:30 on a Sunday. So what difference does 3 o'clock make? Simon, what it makes is it makes a difference not to your team. You might miss a game, but it makes a massive difference to other teams who are less fortunate.
Yeah.
You know, it's a collective that we're talking about in football, not individual teams.
Jeff, also another thing as well to point out as well, I think the whole reason why this came in, right, was to protect the lower league, right? And I think the point you make is absolutely bang on. Another thing I just think as well, right, is that we're not watching enough football anyway,
Correct.
right?
Sam.
I think just forget about watching a game on TV at Saturday at 3 o'clock. Me, and maybe this is because I haven't maybe I need more friends, but I watched the 12:30 game, the 5:30 game, the Sunday 2, the Sunday 4:30, and all the European games. I'm probably watching 10 games of football in a week. I don't need to watch a game at 3 o'clock.
Saturday 8 o'clock game.
I've just said in the break the exact same thing to Jeff. I must watch on the television 5 games in a weekend, and I go and watch my boys play as well. I must watch 7 games of football on a Saturday and a Sunday, and if there's something on, you better believe it, there's something on Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, we'll watch that as well on a Thursday.
And a Thursday as well. We've got 2 European competitions on a Thursday.
On.
Jeff, this kind of story, this kind of pops up. It feels like every kind of 6 months, the possibility of the 3pm blackout coming to an end. You made your feelings very clear, but are you worried though that maybe it might be different when this current TV deal runs out?
Oh yeah, of course it might be, because money talks. Money talks. You know, George and Hackney. Sorry, Jeff, I don't agree at all. Those big games will be on TV. Anyway, and I can't afford to go to Chelsea week in, week out. Lower league fans can go and see their teams no matter what. What do you think, George? Do you think the lower league fans pay different train fares or get cheaper petrol to go to games that they can afford to go to matches? You know, it doesn't apply. And George, by the way, they love their teams just as much as you love your Chelsea. And I'm sorry that you can't go to Chelsea week in and week out and can't afford to. But, you know, with the best will in the world, you can't sacrifice a whole host of other clubs for the sake of Chelsea. Yeah. Just my view anyway. And I know a lot of people are, you know, we have a lot of Premier League fans. I get that. And I know a lot of people are going to disagree with that. But you know, I fear it will happen.
Listen. Money talks. We know it talks, Jeff. So I don't think there's any doubt of it. Inevitably, at some stage, it will happen. But I'm with you, mate. I mean, some things should just be out of bounds. And 3 o'clock kickoffs on a Saturday. All right, Neanderthal world, we get back, a couple of dinosaurs. But that's the way it is for us. You know, that's the way we're brought up. I mean, we've got enough football on television. We have got enough football on television.
You can watch 5 Premier League games every weekend without fail.
See, I've got another text here that says, morning, I live in Spain and can pretty much watch any 3 o'clock kickoff. It's draconian, taking the mick out of all the fans. It's not about you. You live in Spain.
Correct.
With the best will in the world. It's about people who support their teams week in and week out here in England.
I do worry, though, that people actually have different opinions to us. So I've read about this last 45 minutes and
of course.
I must have read maybe 200 comments on this.
Yeah.
And I definitely think the majority of people say it's outdated.
Yeah,
well, how's it fair that people in America can watch the 3 o'clock game, but I can't? But as Jeff said, there's things more important than that.
And I just want to put Spuddy in Winchester absolutely straight. You never said this on a Saturday afternoon when taking Sky's money, did you, Jeff? Spuddy, I said it every single time that the subject came up, okay?
There's another one there, Chris from Morecambe, and Chris is saying you can't stop progress. It's natural selection. Our argument is, I'm not sure it's progress. That's an opinion. I don't think it's progress.
No. There's enough football, watching enough football, and I think we got to protect the football pyramid. And Jeff, you said attendance is going to suffer, and the football pyramid in this country we know is of paramount importance.
Will collapse. Yeah, somebody's texted in here. If people are that bothered about watching a live 3 o'clock game, maybe they could walk or drive to their local football club and give them some support. Thank you very much indeed for that. I couldn't agree anymore.
Well said, Jeff and Ali.
Thanks, Sam. If you want to have your say, by the way, the switchboard is absolutely lit up, and so are the texts at the moment as well. Absolutely brilliant.
Well done, Sam. You got them going out there.
Yeah. If you want to have your say on the 3 o'clock blackout, give us a call, 03717 223344.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.